Sometimes a cruise becomes more than a vacation. I felt it sailing into a quiet Mediterranean harbor at sunrise. The village looked untouched. The water was like glass. And something shifted. This wasn't just pleasant. It was transformative. People described cruises as nice all the time. Good food, fun shows. Others talk about theirs with like a sparkle in their eye. Today is about that difference. Not just getting better value, but creating experiences that stay with you long after the suitcase is emptied and put away. I'm Eric with Empty Nester Getaways, and after years in travel, I've seen what turns an ordinary voyage into an extraordinary one. The mindset shift from consumption to connection. A nice cruise is about what you get. A transformative cruise starts with who and what you connect with. Places, people, and parts of yourself. One couple told me their second cruise changed everything because they focused less on sampling everything on board and more on engaging with each port and with a few great conversations. From checklist to presence. Counting ports and shows is satisfying, but presence makes memories stick. Trade racing through highlights for lingering in one neighborhood, talking with a cafe owner, and watching the city breathe. From escape to engagement. Breaks from daily life are great. We all need them. But transformation happens when you use the trip to engage with new ideas, new cultures, and each other in this next chapter of your life. Destination immersion versus sampling. Quick tours, photo stops, shopping near the pier, those types of excursions enable you to see a place, but you don't really feel it. You got to go deeper. Choose fewer ports, longer stays, and experiences beyond the center. Maybe it's learning to make baklava in a village kitchen or joining a neighborhood festival. Overnight. Staying after the day trippers leave changes everything. Evening light, local routines, and quieter streets create some pretty deep memories. The small ship advantage. Smaller vessels access closer docks and tiny harbors, run smaller tours, and can pivot for special local moments. Human connections that last. Life-changing cruises open space for real exchange. Crew members who share their culture. Locals who invite you in. Fellow travelers who become friends. The crew. Lower ratios and longer sailings allow more genuine rapport. A server's hometown story might shape your next trip. Home visits, artisan workshops, community events, even a simple coffee with a shopkeeper can teach you more than any brochure. Shared experiences on smaller ships often spark friendships that continue long after disembarkation. Travel loosens roles and invites authenticity. Trade shopping tips for real insight. Historians, naturalists, diplomats, and makers who frame what you're seeing. Cook with local ingredients. Learn a dance. Try a craft. Pick up some phrases. The senses can help that memory stick. Good learning raises better questions and deepens curiosity. Many travelers come home with new interests that shape life long after the trip. Awe and reflection. Vast landscapes, quiet galleries at night, northern lights at sea. Awe resets priorities and opens the heart. Make room for silence between ports. Sunset rituals, journaling, or photography walks. The stillness is where meaning lands, especially during life transitions. Keep a small practice from the voyage. A morning moment of gratitude, a shared meal you learn to cook, a photo ritual that keeps the memory alive. Some practical choices that enable transformation. Smaller ships and expedition or culture-focused lines tend to prioritize destination and learn. Look for overnights, smaller ports, and routes that match your interests or heritage. Shoulder seasons mean fewer crowds. Align a sailing with a personal milestone or a local festival. Read a book or two. Learn some basic phrases. Note a few questions you want to explore. That trip starts before you board. Transformation isn't about cost. It's about approach, mindset, immersion, connection, learning, awe, and room to reflect on all of that. As empty nesters with new freedom, you can shape voyages that keep shaping you. When you plan the next cruise, ask not only, will this be nice, but could this change me in a meaningful way? The best souvenir isn't in your suitcase. It's the person you become because of that journey.